Good afternoon, wonderful viewers, wherever you are watching us from. This is N24 TV with me, our Ceesay.
My name is Furumus, Correa, former graduate of MAJaC, and I'm also the editor of N24 RTV.
Assalamualaikum badingol albe N24 le jibe kan bidum bale jan serakunda alnal badi malom Basiru ka aning our Ceesay.
It started way back in 2018 when I joined the Media Academy for Journalism and Communication, and from there I've been nurtured by well-trained lecturers, and that helped me become who I am today in the media fraternity. And that molding from MAJaC gave me the assurance and the belief to go into the media landscape. And it didn't even just start from being the just starting in the media and being the editor. It started way back in Paradise, where I was a sport presenter, a reporter, at some stage also assisting with the news, and from there, that is how the editing bit of it comes into play. And yeah, from there, from Paradise, took the jump to N24 RTV, where I have successfully done at least 1 or 2 years in terms of the script editing and video editing as well as the news production, and that's all thanks to MAJaC and its amazing services that it have been provided.
So my journey at MAJaC started at foundation level, when I have little or no background about how journalism actually operates. So it was hard for me, but during foundation level, I was able to learn a lot of things with regards to news writing, digital media, and so these are the things that I've never learned before. So when I joined MAJaC, I realized that it was a space for me to grow.
The experience at the Media Academy for Journalism and Communication was really good. MAJaC helped me gain my media skills. Today I work here as a news reporter. I can film, I can edit, I can gather news, I can write. I do all of those stuff because of the help of MAJaC. When it comes to the communication sector, I've worked with different organizations as a communication officer, and still I work with an organization as a public relations manager. I've really worked with my team in organizing events that are successful. At the end of the day, I also represent my boss or my organization at high-level meetings, which actually came out fruitful at the end of the day.
So when I came to N24, though I was able to do reporting, but with regards to filming and photographing, and so I did it for myself. So with the little knowledge I learned from MAJaC, that was when I came, I was persistent to do things. So when I even came, there was a day that a camera operator was not around, but whenever we go for coverage, I make sure, even though I go there as a reporter, I do pay attention to every details that the person is doing. So that was when I pay attention to filming. So the very day that I took the cameraman was not around. I took the camera, packed all my gadgets, and went for coverage. I went there for coverage. I was the reporter, I was the camera operator. So when I came back also, I edit my story. It was a surprising thing to everyone because they never expect I would be able to do all those things in once. But all that happened because of MAJaC, because without MAJaC, I would not have all that skills. So it's a learning process for me, an experience as well.
The training the knowledge that we gain from MAJaC indeed helps us very well in this media landscape, and with Media Academy, or that is in short MAJaC. You get to learn a lot of stuff. That is video editing, script editing, scripting, radio production helps you also edit audios. The TV production helps you edit the TV scripts, and of course produce, or what it takes to produce a TV report. And yeah, that in all helps Basiru, and I, thrive into this. Let me just say small in quote, small, profession or whatsoever that we are doing here.
So Seeing how stories change perspective, seeing how people can change and impact or bring impact to individuals, that is what propelled me to join the journalism field, because you tell a story of an individual.
The inspiration comes from the love of storytelling, stories that actually impact people's lives. I could remember when I started at the Media Academy for Journalism and Communication, I was shown reports that actually journalists report that have impact on people's lives. So I told myself, like, why not to join this set of people that actually tell stories that actually have an impact on people's life, at least to have one or two stories, that somebody can see him or herself in that story.
Furumus, Awa and Basiru, they're all working with us. And then for Furumus, he is very reliable and then initiative. He deliver work in time and in a minimal supervision. And then for our Ceesay, she is a highly professional, great communication and strong attention to detail. Basiru is a solid team player who adapt quickly and support others when workload is high. All the three shows a professional and commitment.
Kumbadi manding program kanitara wadawda kalbe konton somandala kal bismillah na M24 manding program wotugang may kanala jantaran lu kata fo arami salu woni talanta kumata kata fo talanta nin keling ala nyo sewni program lang an nyo ya program ko be kakale nyamen doro somanda sona ni wona rek den kadu program ko doro ka badi mo konton mel yalon ko ikela watu talaka M24 radio no may lungulu bari janu bakata stata doro sa fatu bulani nyo ali mo le nyo ko tambari fatu mo damar lati bari sa bulani sisa kundan ko ne kamara I remember I went with soldiers for a tour, so every year they do it. I went with them. So when I went to Kanilai, a soldier was given a podium to speak. So when he said he was using 2 uniforms, some of them were using 2 uniforms for 1 year, it was something that moved me. Even though when I was with them, it was difficult for me to bring out that video, but I edited everything and wait until I am back. And when I posted that video, it went viral. In fact, not only our media houses posted, all social media platforms were posting it, because they feel so sad hearing a soldier who is serving a nation going through that challenges. I could not hold it, but the only help that I can do is to only bring out that video. And after when that video came out, even though I received criticism, others were like, you should not bring out that video, you should think about national security. But that was not my intention. My main intention, if that soldier crying there, to have like a basic things that a soldier need. So that was my intention. And after that, I was told some of them were given uniform. It's a plus for me.
There was this particular fire outbreak in Talinding that I reported. I'm the only journalist in the Gambia that wrote about the story. And the following day I woke up, while I was going to work, somebody sent me images that there's a philanthropist who saw that report and actually went to that family and, give them kind of support. So that actually motivates me to do my work. As always, I look forward to those stories that have impacts on people's life. So that's actually stands out. I talk about my tours with the president. That's really a challenging task, because there was one night I couldn't sleep until 4 a.m. Since in the morning until 4 a.m. It's really hectic down there, but I was able to overcome it because I didn't wait until I get to my destination to work on my news reports. And so I capitalize when there are meetings or site visits to do some of the editing in the bush, before we actually depart to the next destination.
One has to do with an old woman who is selling along the road. It's a story that is so emotional as well, because when I posted that video also, people were like, if she was your mother, you will not do it. But they don't understand the story behind it. My intention was to actually look for help, someone that is going to actually help that old woman. And when we posted that video also, it went viral, and we received a call just within a week that somebody wanted to help that old woman, even though she is still selling at that particular place. But what I wanted is for someone to just come and say, I want to help, because I was having a sleepless night thinking of putting that video in. It was something that still, like, anytime that I want to think about something else, it comes to my mind, because that was not my intention of bringing somebody's mom into that picture. But again, she was able to get help. Alhamdulillah, I am so great. And the other one has to do with covering State House event. You know, as a young female reporter coming from MAJaC, somebody might say, I am so young, maybe I don't have that experience to be covering state events. But when I came to N24, they believe in me. And with the experience I got from MAJaC, they do not hesitate. That was when they told me, you have to apply and then be covering State House event. That is when I started covering major events. And alhamdulillah, I am grateful. Because of MAJaC, all that was possible.
For Basiru and Awa, these are unique individuals. Well, Awa has that mindset of, I will always try a new thing. You know, she started as a reporter and now ventures into the camera field. And, you know, of course, Basiru to time does the camera services and all that. But, you know, for these two, they are two individuals that, you know, are very, very, you know, good at what they are doing. And, you know, not just the reporting part of it too, but also the camera side of it. And I don't think I will be having the right adjectives to describe them, you know, and of course there are qualities here and there, but these two individuals are just exceptional.
I work in an online space. You know, you go to coverages when you are not in a haste to post. Sometimes other media houses will do, and if they do, even though you have different audience, but if you don't work quick and then post that story, sometimes it becomes there. People are not going to follow your story because they'll be like, I've already seen it in other media houses. But all those challenges are learning process for me. I make sure in as much as I'm in a haste to post, but let it be something that is factual, that is accurate, that people are not going to say, okay, you did it, but you should not have done it because you are in a haste to post it. So accuracy is also so important.
I would say research and fact-checking skills as a journalist, or you're working in the media space. Don't just limit yourself to the information that they give you. Always, fact check. If I tell you my name is Basiru, dig deep, find out more about it. The second one, I will give adaptability. When you're actually at let's say you're here working at N24, so this is how N24 operates. Don't just, limit yourself to how N24 operates, because let's say tomorrow you go to another media house or to another space, there will be changes because everybody doesn't work in the same situation. So always be ready to adapt to each situation you find yourself into.
Strong communication skills and the right to clearly and speak in public with confidence. Because of MAJaC training them to adapt quickly to new tools, manage our social media and create content that increase engagement. They understand how to package information for different audience.
I started from Kotu Press Club, and I grew up at MAJaC and now N24. If I can do it, everyone else who is at MAJaC right now can do it. Grab every opportunity that comes your way, but be disciplined. Your name is your brand. Don't just be there. They said MAJaC is a best school. MAJaC is called a best school because students are committed and we have good lecturers. But you as an individual, you should know the mission that brought you there. Don't just say it's a best school. It can only be best when you are ready to learn, when you are ready to put everything up front. So that is me. It was challenging. It was more like a grade 12 school for me, because whenever Sang gave me assignment, I would not sleep without completing that assignment.
It still lingers in my mind. That is, from Sang Mendy or Sang Wisdom Mendy. Let me just add the wisdom there because he is called wisdom for a reason. Well, he just tells you the plain truth. That is MAJaC for you. He just hit the nail on the head. If you don't work hard in this field, you don't belong out there. And that is just the plain thing about it. And if you are in MAJaC, take whatever what Sagmendi is telling you. And the other one too is if you feel lazy, and these are still from Sagmendi, if you are lazy, journalism is not for you. Yeah. And these words, I am grateful that Sagmendi told me these words way before I get into this field, and it's exactly that. There is no sugarcoating about it. If you are not really hardworking and you are not patient enough, you don't belong to this field. And that is with the other one too. If you are lazy, you don't belong to this field too.
Always do your assignments. Be consistent when you are given an assignment. Give it your 100%. Also, don't just say, I'm a student, I'm going to MAJaC, so you're going to, after school, you're going to sit at home. Just network, try to find internship opportunities, volunteering opportunities. I'll also, start your practicals while you are going to school. This way it will empower you tomorrow if you graduate and you go to a media house or an institution to work.
Just to say, now that everybody is joining media, one need to be careful. We have different people joining. Sometimes our work is hectic because you go to Sarakunda Market nowadays, there's a journalist or mululet. That's how they say it. But that is because we have people that are joining without going through trainings. People like us that are from MAJaC, hardly like we go to events and then maybe start misbehaving or do things that people are going to say, okay, you should not have done it. We are always guided by ethics.
Just to thank the Media Academy for Journalism and Communication for the knowledge and skills inculcated in me. Today it's really helping in my career growth. Yeah, so it's just to thank them, also share my experience.
If you are not yet a MAJaC student, why not enroll? MAJaC will definitely mold you to become the person that you want to be in the journalism field, and not just become what you want, but also will give you a lot of valuable lessons. Take it from me that Sagmendi and Co will definitely give you lessons that will go beyond the four corners of the classroom. So yeah, enroll at MAJaC now. Better yourself in the journalism field, not just journalism field, but also communication as well.